Hello guys, long time no see you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine and I moved to Canada during the war in Ukraine this year in April. Long time I didn't post videos, full videos to my YouTube channel because I didn't have time, sorry. I tried to post YouTube shorts to get new followers, but I forgot about creating new videos. Let's start this video, follow me and enjoy. After a long, hard journey, I finally arrived in Canada. Feeling very grateful and far away from the war, not knowing what was going on to happen in my future. I was very scared and nervous about the unknown. When I arrived in Toronto, many people welcomed me and helped me settle into my Canadian life. I know that many of you have questions, but hold on, I hope that I can answer them as I go. You saw the name of the video, I moved from Toronto to Edmonton. Let's talk Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Wow. My first impressions of this very large city, I was in. It is so busy. Toronto in the summer is hot and it's full of life. I met so many welcoming and fun people being able to help me and adapt me to Canadian life. It is very hard to lose your whole life and move. While I was trying to adapt my new life, I had my heart broken. I broke with my boyfriend who was in Ukraine. Knowing I may never see him again for a very long time and because of the war, not to mention the distance. We made the choice to break it off. That broke my heart. The cost of living in Canada is crazy expensive. I lived in Toronto for 6 months, going broke more and more every day. My rent was $1,200 and I shared this apartment. Employment in Toronto is super hard to obtain as a Ukrainian or any citizen for that matter. In order to live comfortably in Toronto, you need to make at least $10,000 just to be happy. I searched so hard for a good employment in Toronto, but it's hard to find a good paying job that suited my talents and would pay my bills. It is so expensive in Toronto. So remember, I said I love Toronto. Here are some fun facts that I want to share with you. Toronto has a population of 3 million people. It's the fourth biggest urban area in North America. It has the CN Tower, which is pretty amazing. It's the symbol of Toronto. I was really happy to see this in real life. Many movies and TV shows are filmed in Toronto. That's pretty cool too. The community and culture in Toronto is incredible. The Ukrainian community in Toronto is so welcoming and warming. They really helped me get on my feet after my struggle. Toronto also has Wonderland, zoo and aquarium. I lived in Toronto for 6 months and with the extreme high cost of living, I was not able to keep my head above water financially. So I made the leap and moved to Edmonton, Alberta. Another chapter in my Canadian adventure and quite scary, if I might add. Fast forward to Edmonton. I found a house to rent. It is a shared place with roommates. This is my Ukrainian friends. We moved to Edmonton together from Toronto, but I went from $1,200 a month to $375 a month. I noticed that the provincial taxes decreased, which is great. And if you're not Canadian, let me tell you, Canadians pay a lot in taxes to the government. I have a job here in Edmonton. My rate of pay is higher than it was in Toronto. Did you know that the population in Edmonton is 1 million people? It's a lot smaller than Toronto, which makes Edmonton feel like a countryside. Because in Ukraine I lived in the city, which is more than 2 million people. It is Kharkiv. And if you follow me, you would know I'm not a country girl. I love big cities. It is November right now and it's cold and snow in Edmonton. It's a culture shock coming from Ukraine. Now I know what you guys are thinking. What do you think of Edmonton? As I've already said, it reminds me of the countryside in Ukraine and I'm not a country girl. But things I do like about Edmonton, it's the cost of living is cheaper, I have a better paying job and I have a nice place to live with good roommates. It has the West Edmonton Mall and it's pretty cool inside. And if you're a country girl, it has lots of farm life, which is exactly opposite of me. I like big cities. So before I wrap this up, I have some exciting news to share with you guys. I'm gonna visit my friends from Toronto on Christmas. And I forgot to tell you that my car is in Toronto and I want to bring it to Edmonton. Living without car here is unreal because it's too cold. You know that I failed driving test in Toronto 4 times. I'm taking my road test in Edmonton. I hope to pass so I can finally get my driver's license. My first driving lesson was 2 days ago. I have picked the 10 lessons before my test. So, if you like big cities, you have to be ready to pay lots of money for rent. I totally love Toronto, but I couldn't even find a job which pay me good. My choice was Edmonton because it's much cheaper to live and it has big salaries. But I like Toronto more, as you understand. Okay, see you again in my next videos. Follow my YouTube channel. Goodbye!